if you've been following along so far, you'll know that I've got my website up and running on Shopify. It's not live, but we've got a domain name, we've got a Google Workspace, and then I'm suddenly thinking, hang on a minute, I haven't done my logo, so I better get my logo done. And there's probably going to be a graphic designer somewhere who's going to die inside when they see what I've done here. But anyway, I don't really care. I just need to move fast. I need to move quickly, and I need to get the business online. Just in terms of time periods, it is 9 a.m. on the 5th of August, and I started recording my initial video about midday on the 4th of August. The things that I did yesterday afternoon were sorting out that domain name. I had to wait for the DNS to propagate. I probably did about 2 hours work to kind of get things up and running. I have been making these videos as I've been going along, so I've had to kind of master the audio, do a little bit of video editing. The videos are a little bit rough around the edge because I haven't really got time to be faffing around. Like, my thumbnails aren't as perfected as they normally are. I'm just using a theme just because I'm trying to get this business running in 24 hours and I'm running out of time now. So anyway, 9 a.m. I better get moving. So what I've used is ChatGPT here to basically say, I've had quite a discussion. You can see the bar over here. I won't bore you with the instructions I've got, but we had quite a long conversation about what I wanted out. And then we basically said, right, create me a logo for Avvit. And this is what it came out with. The more conversation that I had with it, which I'll not bore you with, I'll just skip to the bits. You can see the iterations of the logo as we're getting there. Great. And then we come to the end. We'll get through all of this the conversation, and there were two bits of the logo that two different iterations of the logo that I really liked certain elements of it, and said, right, here we are, generate another logo, like this version best, here are my thoughts, and there we go. And that's what we ended up with. I'll do ultimately is I'll move that design or that image into Canva, and I'll do some work on it. I think if the business was a success, I'd probably give it to a graphic designer and say, look, I want to make this mine. But there's certain things that I just love about this logo, which I'll explain to you. Is the little triangle that sits in the A instead of the kind of the crossbar of the A was a bit like the triangle symbol on the US maps for the youth hostel. That's where that idea came from, and obviously a trig point, very, very British. It's such a classic thing as well. And we started with very alpine looking mountains, but I wanted more like the rolling hills of Lakeland Fells. On the whole, a lot of our hills aren't jagged and steep and things like that. So anyway, I feel like I've got somewhere with it, and I'm ready to go. I'm not going to say much more than that. I think probably the next stage is I need to get my Shopify website working, get the t-shirt provider hooked up to it. I've still got to do some work to get some t-shirts and things like that pulled together. I'll probably not just be doing t-shirts, there'll be hoodies and other stuff. The supplier I've chosen is brilliant for that sort of stuff. But I mean, this is a really fast branding exercise, and ultimately we'll have to make something our own ultimately, but it'll do to get us going. All right, see you in the next video.